I'm talking Gears of War, but specifically Gears of War 2, which was a game that I first was introduced to by our mutual friend Josh, and then you started playing it because you had a 360. And
No.
I didn't...
He showed us the first game. I remember specifically before the second one came out, you were telling us about how you were like, oh, you're going to be able to crawl around on the ground this time. And I remember Josh being like, all right, because as if you're going to be able to get away. So we were fans of it before 2 even came out.
That's crazy.
Which is nuts.
That is crazy. Well, because 2 came out in...
08.
08. Oh, my God.
So we probably started playing in like 07.
Yeah, which wasn't even... We weren't even in a... I mean, that must have been, what, the fall of 6th grade then?
6, 7, yeah.
Yeah. So, not the franchise that I feel like most middle schoolers were playing at the time. I feel like there was a lot of Halo kids. But Gears of War was more violent, and we were into that violent shit. I grew up playing Grand Theft Auto 3 and watching Happy Tree Friends, and so many videos on Funny Junk and Newgrounds and shit like that were so violent. There was just we all had very violent little hearts. And
like Whack Your Boss and that torture room game.
Oh my God.
I don't even remember that one, but yeah, holy
just
shit.
Stick figures getting ripped apart and blood splattering everywhere. It was awesome. And yet I was still scared of scary movies that featured the same shit. So anyway, we were fans of Gears of War. We heard that a second one was coming out, and I don't know how to say this without coming off as just a generic middle school boy, but I spent so many hours playing that game. I think there were nights where we straight up only played Gears for, like 5 hours at a time.
I play that game for a frightening amount of time.
Yeah. I mean, because you had the story mode where you had to collect all of the cog tags cog tags. There were achievements to get on the 360. Everyone I know was obsessed with getting achievements. There was just, I think that was the start of our completionist tendencies, was getting achievements on the 360.
Yeah, Seriously 2.0.
Yeah,
which I never got because I never got any of the Seriouslys because they're stupid.
Yeah,
but that one was like you got to kill 100,000 enemies,
which is nuts.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of enemies.
That's a lot.
But not only did you get achievements for playing the single player story, but you got achievements for playing the 2-player story as well.
Yeah.
And there were plenty of achievements to earn online playing. And this was back when games that featured multiplayer also had genuinely good single story games and and elements to their story that made them worthwhile to play through. Because nowadays, whenever a game comes out, either it's only single player or it's only multiplayer. And if a game does come out where it does feature one or the other, or both of them, one always gets compromised.
Yeah.
Do you remember when fucking the newest Call of Duty came out and people were genuinely pissed about the story mode? Yeah. They're like, it's 2 hours.
And Christopher Judge shat on it during the Game Awards, and then the Call of Duty developers got butthurt because the game was shit.
Yeah. And it's like, whatever happened to the days where you could buy a $60 game and get a genuine great experience either playing single player or playing multiplayer?
Yeah. Not only did it have like the multiplayer shit as well, that was the first game with Horde. Mm-hmm. That was a new thing where you just like...
And it was PvE, where, yeah, I mean, you explain Horde mode.
It's basically, I think every game ever has it now.
Yeah.
Or like Call of Duty Zombies, where you just fight waves after wave of enemies, and you just try to survive.
Yeah, and this is back before
50 waves.
Right.
It was a lot.
And I think, weren't there varying difficulties too, or was Horde just one difficulty?
No. I mean, there's casual, hardcore, insane.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because every 10 waves, either their damage got buffed or their health got buffed or your damage got buffed. And like by the time you get to the last 10 waves, it was crazy.
Yeah, there was.
I don't know if you ever actually finished Horde, but I did.
Yeah,
and it was nuts. I don't even know how the hell we did it.
I mean, because by the time you get to the last 10, they keep throwing like legit bosses at you, right? Like
it was just like bloodhounds. You remember those fucking things? I forget what they're called, but they're like the beast riders, and they're on the fucking things.
Yeah, the crab leg.
It was just like a million of those. The last wave. And like boomers and maulers and holy shit.
Yeah, no more tickers or no more wretches in the last 10 waves. It's just all the hard fucking difficult enemies. So obviously multiplayer is great. Horde mode is great. The story I think is potentially the best story in the Gears franchise, at least for me, because I always loved Dom. Whenever I played with one of you guys, I was always Dom, because Josh always wanted to be Marcus.
Yeah.
When we were at his house, he had to be player number 1, which makes sense. That's just the hierarchy of at-home games. So when Gears 2 focused a lot on Dom's story and his journey to try to find his wife Maria, and the gut punch of a twist that you get in the middle of the story, it's just really well told, and the acting for 2008 video games was really good, and all of the voice actors do a great job returning to their roles. John DiMaggio as Marcus Phoenix was great. Fred Tatsicore, the guy who plays Fred in Scooby-Doo, plays Baird.
Really? I didn't know that. Holy shit.
Yeah. He's done a lot of voices. But
just plain talent. Shout out Dizzy.
Shout out Dizzy.
Classic.
Yeah, Dizzy was a new character in Gears 2. I feel like there was a lot more emphasis on going underground in the actual Locust Hive in Gears 2. Because in Gears 1, that wasn't really an aspect that you explored, because you were mostly on the surface for Gears 1. And then in Gears 2, I feel like more than half the game takes place underground.
Yeah.
You have to fight is the Leviathan in Gears 2?
No.
Is that Gears 3?
No.
Yeah. What's in Gears 2? There's a big
Corpser. The Corpser fight.
Corpser. Yeah,
or was that the first one? Shit. No, that was the first one, right? I think there's probably just a second Corpser fight.
Probably.
You go to the Mount Kadar in the mountains, and there's like you're driving the stupid ass thing.
Yeah. There's a oh god, dude. There's a line where
Cole's speech.
It was in the elevator.
Delta Squad's in your house, bitch. You hear that shit? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's from that.
Yeah, a lot of quotable things. And playing through the story mode actually makes you want to unlock all of the characters in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Which is, again, super rare these days. Because you get attached to these characters, and this is the second game that you get to see them. And I would talk about Gears 3, but Gears 2 is my number 9 favorite game of all time. Only because it was one of the first games that I ever truly got to experience online with my friends. And I know there are better versions of Gears out there, more technically impressive versions. I know I probably put in more time playing Gears 3 because there were a lot more gameplay aspects of Gears 3 that I preferred going back to. But when I think about staying up all night playing Gears of War, I think about the second one. And I think about all the maps that were in the second one.
Dude, I used to have this little notebook.
Yeah.
That I would actually keep track of like the most amount of kills I got in matches.
Yeah.
And I think my number 1, it was like a 3 around King of the Hill on day 1, which was like my favorite map on that game.
Day 1's really good.
I had like 160 kills.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, I played Gears 2 so fucking much. So much. And I the whole notebook was just filled with all these amount of kills and shit.
Yeah.
You know, I take my hard drive, I take it out, walk over to Dale's house. We'd fucking play multiplayer and just team kill Hoffman the whole time. It was great, man. It was great. There's so many good memories. But then, Gears 3 was just a better game. Like, Gears 2, like, looking back, it's not a great made game.
No.
So that's why I would just take Gears 3 over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I spent a shitload of hours on this as well.